This week in Jamaica Now. Budapest is on. Jamaicans using this weekend's national championships to book their ticket to the World Athletics Championships in Hungary. Stop it! The police warn Jamaicans against mob killings after 4 alleged animal thieves are murdered. Why does Transport Minister Daryl Vaz say he's not a lawbreaker? And graduation brawl. A mother and a father fight at their son's school-leaving exercise. I'm Jovan Johnson and this is Jamaica Now. Dozens of Jamaican athletes are competing at the national trials in St. Andrew to book their spot at several events later this year. The seniors are competing for a spot at the World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary. The juniors are trying to qualify for 2 regional events as well as a Commonwealth event. The 4-day junior and senior trials started on Thursday and is being held at the National Stadium. The highly anticipated senior men and women's 100 meters semi-finals and finals took place last night. Reigning World Championship silver medalist Sherika Jackson led all qualifiers to the women's 100-meter event.
Sherika, 10.65. First of all, tell us about that time.
It's a really, really good time, you know. Honestly, I know I was capable, but I just wanted to put it together, and I think I did so tonight, and I am so grateful. My friends are here. Unfortunately, my mommy couldn't make it tonight, but I know she's watching, and I just did it. My friends are here, my goddaughter is here, all the way from England, so it's just a great feeling just to have the people I love the most or the people closest to me here for them to help celebrate me tonight, and tonight I'm just grateful.
Now, as the defending champion, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price gets an automatic qualification to Budapest. Meanwhile, Kishane Thompson produced a massive personal best of 9.91 seconds to win his heat and qualify fastest for the senior men's 100-meter semi-final. Former world champion Johan Blake false started in his heat. After a protest, he was allowed to run but did not meet the qualifying time.
I think my performance is excellent. 9.91, very excellent for me.
When did you know you had it won?
About 80 meters.
Yeah? Tell me what was going through your mind every time.
Well, I don't think my start was perfect. Probably everyone got a good start, but I was left. And then I tried to stay focused. Came up, lift my knees, punch. Realized that I wasn't seeing anyone side of me. And I was cross the line, look cross, start the time.
Now, some 52 cases involving alleged lotto scammers have been dismissed over the last month in Trelawny because of a lack of evidence. Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn, says the Crown was forced into that decision because of the non-submission of key evidence from the Communication Forensic and the Cybercrime Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. According to a Jamaica Observer report this week, the Chief Justice, who has been presiding over criminal cases in the Trelawny Circuit Court, chastised the police for not doing their jobs. He reportedly lamented that persons were on charges for up to 6 years waiting on the police. The DPP said all the cases relate to the allegation of possessing identity information. She said after identifying that a person is in possession of identity information, the prosecution has to prove that the accused person used or intended to use the information. The Police Cybercrime Division would collect the devices and examine them to determine how the information was used. However, the DPP said the division does not have enough persons to respond to the high volume of cases. Ms. Llewellyn says the police and the policymakers have to fix the issue, which may include hiring more persons and providing attractive salaries. And Police Commissioner Major General Antony Anderson says laws to go after persons who use technology to create mischief are needed to punish wrongdoers. Major General Anderson said Tuesday the constabulary force is concerned about the creation of content aimed at misleading the public and the police.
Now, whereas social media has been effectively used as a communication and engagement platform, it is increasingly becoming an enabler for ill-intentioned persons to spread misinformation and disinformation. We're witnessing a growing trend where individuals exploit social media platforms to create fear, spread chaos and disorder. Just recently in St. Anne, we saw where a man who subsequently claimed he was doing a bomb threat prank caused significant redeployments of government resources.
The police are investigating 2 separate cases of alleged murder in which alleged animal thieves were attacked. The men were reportedly killed by a mob in Gibraltar, St. Anne on July 3. The deceased have been identified as 40-year-old taxi operator O'Neill Robinson and 30-year-old labourer Damar Rose, both of Trelawny. And in a separate incident, 2 men accused of stealing goats were shot and killed in Adelphi St. James on July 6. They've been identified as Alex Antonio Green and Dwight Campbell, both from the Western Parish. Following the St. Anne incident, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey warned citizens against jungle justice, even as he acknowledged that residents may be frustrated by farm theft. Education Minister Fayval Williams says there's a 43% reduction in the number of teachers who have resigned so far this year when compared with the corresponding period in 2022. Last summer, there was national concern raised about the high number of teachers who resigned from the education sector and took up job opportunities overseas, leaving gaps mere days before the start of the school year. Minister Williams gave the update on Wednesday.
When we look at the period January 2022 to June 2022, and we compare that with the same period, January 2023 to June 2023, we're seeing a 43% decline in the number of resignations reported. So in January to June 2022, our internal figures show 506 resignations versus 287.
Transport Minister Daryl Vaz says the implementation of a rural bus transportation system is a major part of his vision for the transformation of the sector. He said this week that a draft terms of reference document has already been established for the rural bus system.
You're talking about kids that are leaving their homes from at 2 o'clock in the morning to walk for miles to get to the nearest point of where they can get public transport. Then they have to now go through the public transport being disrespected and abused or left because their fare is much less than adults, and then having to mingle with adults in the taxis, which we know what can come out of that. So they then leave school in the afternoon at 2, 3 o'clock after their activities, or 4 o'clock after their after-school activities, and don't get home until 10 o'clock at night. So what kind of learning environment is that for these youngsters, some of who have the most amazing potential and are only doing that because of circumstances of their parents?
Meanwhile, the Transport Minister has rejected suggestions he's a lawbreaker after a video surfaced on social media of him driving through a red traffic light. In a Twitter thread reacting to the video, Mr. Vaz explained that he drove through the red light because the traffic signal was malfunctioning. A St. Anne man seen in a fight with another woman at a school graduation has been charged with assault. According to Television Jamaica reports, he is 43-year-old Gary Grant from Brownstown. It's alleged that he got into a fight with the mother of his son after asking to see awards that his child won. He reportedly slapped the woman in the face and kicked her in the stomach. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on the notification and subscribe today. I'm Jovan Johnson, and before we go, we hear more from renowned founder of the Catholic charity Missionaries of the Poor, Father Richard Holong. He says he has returned to Jamaica after almost 4 years to find the nation losing sight of God and being influenced by international forces.
We really think that there's a problem in this society dealing with values. Young people don't seem to know right and wrong, to be quite frank, nowadays. The society, I think, is being misled by international forces. You know, the sense of abortion is a major matter. Gender ideology, transvestites, homosexuality.
Just trans. Forget about the vestites.
Lesbians. All these matters, I think, is confusing our people. And what is happening is that people are angry. They no longer have a clear mind. okay, this is the word of the Lord, this is the way of the Lord, we're a Christian country. No?
And Jamaica is a Christian country.